Okay, so we got 1994 e300d w124 Mercedes-Benz chassis, and I got keyless entry installed, and that's unlock. You can see the lights blink at the front. Maybe I can get them, and then lock. All right. Now I got this wired kind of loosely right now, so I can kind of show you what I did. If that helps anybody out there, I'll start in the trunk. Okay. First thing I did was tapped into the gray and red wire on this light connector that goes. This is the US passenger side. This red wire actually routes up and around and eventually terminates into one of the wires on the cheap Amazon.com special thing that I got. To tap into the wire, I used one of these little crimp. You slide the through wire in the through slot and the wire you want to connect to it. I just use the pliers that mashes this metal down, that cuts the insulation and makes contact, and then it's got a little living hinge molded in that you can fold over and hold that metal spike down. Pretty handy. I'm not sure how durable it is, but it's better than cutting wires when needed. And then I got, like I said, I got to clean this all up and tuck it in. I got 4 wires that route behind the rear seat here, and those are eventually going to terminate underneath the rear passenger seat right next to the pneumatic air pump, which is in this foam. Now in there, it's hard to see. I don't feel like taking it all out because I had to tuck it all in, but I tap into power and ground. There's a connector, a rectangular connector underneath. It's got factory red, which is the positive 12 volts, and a factory brown. Once again, I use these same things. I terminated into to get the power. The other wire is the more tricky one. There's a round connector that's also included in the pump, and you got to be sure you have to actually cut that wire. Now mine was a green wire, and mine actually had 2 greens. I just chanced it. Happened it works as expected, so I guess I got the right one. But you have to cut that wire. Then I used a speaker wire. That's basically what it is, with a stripe. I basically had a length on the Amazon.com specials to connect to this thing. I believe this routes all the way back to the white wire with my wireless unit. And I believe the other color was, I can't remember now, maybe yellow and black. But I followed basically the schematic that was provided with it. I just lengthened the wires. And so what that does is, on the on signal, it turns the locks up or pulls the locks down. And then back to the trunk, there were 2 wires that I had to splice in with the primary power. So in this case, you can see on my ground, I also put the yellow wire in off the factory unit. And let's see what else I got here. And a yellow and black wire on the positive 12 volts. The brown wire in this case was the wire that was used to activate the lights. You can also hook that up to your horn to make your horn honk. This is the antenna that receives. I eventually plan to use double sticky tape and kind of tuck this, stick it to the metal and route the little antenna over the metal, so maybe it'll get longer reception. I haven't tested range yet. That's about it. So I guess the keys were, if you want the lights to flash, tap into one of these wires down here. The case of this car, like I said, 1994 e300d, red and gray wire. I just tapped in the one spot, all 4 lights light up. Front and back, passenger and driver. Pull power, I got my power right off the air pump that actually activates the locks. And then you have to tap into that power to the wires, follow, the schematics they sent were decent, and I read quite a few online articles too to make sure I did it right. And then, like I said, the trickiest part is you have to cut that factory wire and send one signal kind of back towards the control box and one back towards the host system of the car. That's probably the trickiest thing of the whole thing. Anyway, I hope that helps. I'll try to leave a link to this Amazon.com special. I forget the exact details, but I think I have the ASIN number. You can just type that in Amazon, order the same one. But yeah, I'll clean up this and we'll see how it works in actual usage. All right, thank you.